They've been feeding us this lie that we can't survive without them because they want us convinced that we're weak and incapable of standing on our own 2 feet. It's a trap designed to keep you dependent on a system that doesn't actually care if you sink or swim. Seriously, just sit back for a second and look at the reality of the situation. What money are they actually sending to help you out? Whose life are they honestly trying to make better? It's certainly not yours or mine. They want you feeling small and powerless, so you never wake up and realize the truth of what's happening right in front of your face. They need you to believe you're helpless, because a person who knows their own strength is a person they can't control anymore. It's time to stop buying into the narrative that we're victims who need their permission to exist. The system is looking out for the system, period. Once you stop looking for them to save you, you finally start seeing the world for what it really is. You might be asking me what truth I'm actually talking about, so let's get into it because people act like this is some big mystery when the numbers are right there in front of us. We are the ones doing the work. There are hundreds of millions of people across these 50 states, and every single one of us is fueling a machine that never stops taking. I'm going to break this down real and clear with no fluff, because they love to make this confusing just to keep you from asking questions. When you look at the total taxes Americans pay across the entire country, we are talking about a scale that is hard to even wrap your head around. Every single year, the federal government pulls in around $5 trillion. Then you've got the state governments taking another $1.5 trillion. Don't forget the local level, your cities and counties, they're grabbing over $1 trillion more. When you add all that up, we are talking about $7 to $7.5 trillion being drained out of the pockets of hardworking people every single year. That is the big picture they don't want you to sit and think about. Every single paycheck you earn, every purchase you make at the store, every property tax bill, it all feeds into that massive number. And here is the truth people miss. 100% of that money goes to the government. It's just split up into different pockets, so you don't notice how much is actually gone. The federal level takes the biggest piece, nearly 70%, for the military and debt and programs they say we need, while the rest gets eaten up by the states and your local town for schools and roads. This is why your life feels so heavy and why you feel like you can't get ahead. You aren't just being taxed once, you're being hit from every single direction at the same time. You pay income tax, payroll tax, sales tax, and property tax. If you're breathing and moving, they've got a tax for it. Here is the straight truth with no sugarcoating. The United States collects trillions upon trillions of dollars every year, yet they still spend more than they even take in. They are running a deficit while you're struggling to balance your own checkbook. They make the system complex on purpose because if it was simple, you'd be a lot angrier than you are right now. Think about it like this. You earn money and the feds tax it. You spend that same money and the local government taxes it. You live in a house and the state taxes you for staying there. You work your tail off and they tax you again for Social Security. Every single layer of your life is just another stream of tax for them to tap into. We aren't weak and we don't need to depend on them. They are the ones depending on our labor to keep their trillions flowing. It is time to wake up and see the cycle for what it is. Get it through your head right now that they give us absolutely nothing and we owe them even less. We have been playing the role of their personal ATM machines for way too long, and it's time to shut the drawer. We are the ones providing the finances. We are the ones doing the heavy lifting, and we are the only reason they are even standing on their own 2 feet today. They've spent years trying to flip the script to make you feel small, but the reality is they don't have a dime or a shred of power without us. We don't need them to survive, but they sure as hell need us to keep their comfortable little lives running. They are terrified of the day you actually realize how much power you hold because the second you wake up, the game is over. If you knew your own worth and your own strength, they wouldn't dare to keep robbing us blind like this. They wouldn't have the guts to keep lying to our faces or using our hard work to fund their agendas while we struggle to make sense of the bills. It is a massive setup designed to keep you looking up at them for help when you should be looking at the person in the mirror as the one in charge. We are the fuel in their engine and the money in their vault. They have zero authority over a person who refuses to be a victim of the system anymore. Stop letting them treat you like a resource and start recognizing that you are the powerhouse. They've been living off our sweat and our stress while giving us back crumbs and calling it a favor. Enough is enough with the excuses and the manipulation. If we all stopped believing the lie that we're dependent on them, their entire structure would crumble in a heartbeat because they are nothing without the people they're currently exploiting. It's time to be bold, it's time to be fearless, and it's time to stop letting them pick our pockets while they pretend to be our leaders. They are the ones who are weak, they are the ones who are desperate for our compliance, and they are the ones who should be afraid of us finding out the truth. Wake up and realize that the bank is closed and we are taking our power back starting right now. Thank you for listening. Follow me on YouTube or on Facebook. This way you will always be updated and never miss any of the videos I make. Love always, Maria DC Santiago.